Now arriving Chiron Station, Central Transit Hub.
Looks clear, far as I can.
Let's have a look around, see what we can find.
Welcome to Chiron Station. Today's date is 24 April 2537.
Right. Well, at least the big holographic tree still works.
Indeed. It's possible the power grid is more stable in this area.
What is this?
Curious.
What'd you find?
A scrap of fuselage from the Kronos 2.
You sure?
The markings are unmistakable. It's been preserved in a glass display.
Awful lot of ceremony for a 400-year-old hunk of debris.
The rate of decline in these O2 stats appears to confirm the issue is indeed power-related, rather than a problem with the environmental system itself. That may indicate there are more hospitable conditions elsewhere on the station. At least that would be my hope.
Right there with you.
A monument?
A memorial. Dedicated to all those we have lost. Devoted to all those we have yet to save.
Warning. Environmental systems compromised. Atmosphere suboptimal.
Still no life support.
We still have time. We'll find a stable environment. Don't worry.
Who's worried?
No harm in a second look.
Transportation to Habitat B is currently unavailable. In case of an emergency, contact the station's directory.
Not been touched in ages. This is a dead end.
Let's keep looking.
I'm going up. Tell me what that looks like to you. That is an Atlas ship.
What's a ship from our time doing here?
I brought it here.
Juno.
Hello, Captain Rhodes. Jack. I'm glad to see you're still safe.
Juno, are you saying this is your ship?
That's a complicated question. The ship is my home, but it doesn't belong to me.
Then who does it belong to?
I'm afraid I'm not permitted to disclose that information.
Imagine my shock.
I am sorry, Captain Rhodes. I would tell you if I could, but my directives...
What about life support? Does the ship still have atmosphere?
The ship is currently suffering the same power disruptions as the station. However, if one were to cycle the ship's reactor...
Then we'd have life support.
In theory,
How do we get on board?
the docking platform is in the next sector, through the security checkpoint. I can show you the way.
Hold on.
You're not allowed to tell us anything about the ship itself, but helping us get on board, that's no problem.
My primary directive is to keep you alive, and the best way to do that is to get you on board the ship. The door's sealed. I will need a moment to bypass the security constraints.
So, you're really not part of the station?
I am what's known as a transient program, capable of gaining limited access to a variety of different networks. But I consider the ship to be my true home. There we are.
Never thought I'd see an Atlas ship out the window again.
Do you think it's safe following Juno to that ship? There's clearly a lot more she has yet to tell us.
Yeah, but not by choice. Somebody's pulling her strings. And I'll bet whoever it is, they're on that ship.
Looks like we've got another door on the blink.
Let's get a closer look.
Can you see anything? What is that?
That is a tick. 2, actually. There's another one in here as well, beating on the door.
I'm sorry, you say that like I'm supposed to know what it means? Ugh.
Ticks are an evolved form of the biomass.
What is it doing?
Ticks instinctually seek out the nearest viable energy source, which, in this case, happens to be the captain.
Lovely.
I wouldn't worry yourself, Captain. I'm reasonably certain it can't break through the glass.
Alright, so now what do we do?
The only way we can proceed is by removing those ticks.
Well, let's have a look around then. There's got to be some way to get rid of these things.
Side.
According to the station schematics, there should be another way to access the security checkpoint through the loading bay. It's just this way.
It's awfully dark in there.
Are you sure it's safe?
I'm seeing a considerable biomass presence on the other side.
Shit.
Captain Rhodes, I'm afraid this means you'll have to stay behind.
What?
Jack and I will continue through the loading bay. Once we clear the docking terminal...
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I cannot allow you to proceed. The risk is far too great.
Well, if it's too risky for me, it's too risky for Jack.
It's all right, Liv. I was built for this.
You were built for this. I know, you've gotten used to thinking of yourself as... invincible, but you're not.
Not anymore.
If you go in there with only one shell and something happens, you could...
Actually, Captain, I think there may be a way for Jack to avoid that possibility.
Yeah, you can avoid it by not going.
As I was scanning the loading bay, I detected a working fabricator in the adjacent section. If Jack and I can get it powered on, we should be able to use it to scan his architecture into the station's database.
So, you're saying he'd be able to reboot again?
Exactly.
Don't worry, Liv. I can handle this.
I promise, Captain. I won't let Jack do anything that might put him in jeopardy.
Alright. Alright. If we're gonna do this, let's do it. Just watch yourself in there, okay? I'll be waiting back at the security entrance.
Understood. I'll see you on the other side.
Let's maybe mind our phrasing, yeah?
Oh, I didn't mean...
It's alright. I know what you meant. Good luck. Popcorn.
I'll unlock the door for you. Stand by. Ready when you are. Jack, up here. The emergency power switch is in this control room.
How do I get inside?
You'll need to go through the maintenance ducts. There should be an access way nearby.
You're sure all the biomass in this sector is dormant?
As sure as it can be. Of course, that will change once we get emergency power back online.
But by then he'll be able to reboot, right?
It will take a minute or two to get Jack scanned into the system, but that is more or less correct. Ah, there you are. Are you trying to get my attention, Jack? This override switch will restore emergency power to the local grid.
Whoa, what was that?
Emergency power has been restored. The door to the loading bay is unlocked.
What about the fabricator?
Online and ready to scan. Jack, if you'll follow me. Just climb inside and we'll begin. This will only take a few moments.
New template created. Echo Unit Series 11. Initializing fixed tomographic scan. Mapping target composition. Replicating internal functionality. Linking neural matrix to network. Scan complete.
Did it work?
Scan output shows no errors. Neural connection is green. Yes, it worked.
You're sure?
From this point forward, if Jack's shell becomes damaged or destroyed, he will automatically reprint at the nearest working fabricator.
Well, Jack? How do you feel?
This should make removing those ticks much easier.
Well, I'd imagine there's a lot that gets easier when you're basically invulnerable.
Indeed. It's unfortunate that fabricators are incapable of replicating organic matter. Otherwise, Captain, we'd be able to scan you into the system as well.
Right. Well, the important thing is Jack's back to normal.
We're all done here. Jack, I've reopened the access hatch. Make your way back through the maintenance duct. I'll be waiting for you by the entrance to the loading bay.
On my way.
Be careful. Restoring emergency power has awakened the biomass, so unless you're planning to test your new reboot ability, I would avoid all contact.
Understood.
Jack? Jack, are you alright?
I'm here. The fabrication process and data transfer were both successful.
Oh, thank God for that.
Well done, Jack. I hope that wasn't too distressing an experience for you.
Nothing I haven't been through before.
Now then, this corridor will take us through the loading bay and back around to the rear entrance of the security room. After you, Jack.
Liv, we are moving into the loading bay.
Copy that. Keep me posted on comms, alright?
Of course.
I'll continue to scan the station's database for any additional schematics or equipment that might be of use.
Sure, you do that. Good luck in there, Jack.
The way ahead is through this door. But if you try to open it now, the tick is sure to attack you. We should find a way to pacify it before we even attempt opening the door.
What is this panel in the floor?
An electrical bypass. It allows you to direct emergency power to various systems in the area. You can use your cutter to gain access. You can lift the lever to reroute power. Ah, so the bypass powers the crane arm. That will certainly keep the tick occupied. Now we should be able to safely open the door. We're fortunate the store has an emergency release. Not all of them do. Now just pull the release handle and the door will unlatch. That's it. You should be able to slide the door open. Watch yourself. There are 2 more ticks at the end of the corridor. Shields at 95%. Another tick. Take care moving forward.
Copy that.
Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%. Properly routed. It appears the transformer on the far wall is now live. There's another bypass in this area. Perhaps that might be of use. Door's powering up. That did it. Well done.
What's in these containers?
Dietary provisions, most likely. Salt, coffee, various synthetic grains.
Whoa, wait. Back up. You found coffee?
I wouldn't advise drinking this coffee, Captain. I'm sure it's past its expiry date.
How far past?
Liv, the containers are infested with biomass.
They're in fact... Do you know? Maybe next time lead with that?
Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%.
Jack, are you alright?
Affirmative.
Do try to be more careful. Exposure to the biomass will compromise your shell.
I think he's aware of that, thanks, Juno.
Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%. More ticks in the next room.
We'll need some way to distract them. The tick can sense me through the glass.
Yes. As long as it can read your energy signature, the tick will continue to follow you.
Perhaps I can use that to my advantage.
Indeed. Ticks may be deadly, but they're not exactly intelligent.
Door power restored. This crane arm is already online.
The slider is unlocked, but you'll have to move it manually. You should be able to slide it along the overhead rail or rotate the arm using the wheel.
That looks to be our best option for distracting those ticks.
If you can find a way to lure them out.
Got it.
Skillful work, Echo One. Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. This is concerning. I didn't realize the infestation was so prevalent in this area of the facility.
What exactly happened here?
There was a biomass outbreak.
I'll bet it's your attention to detail that sets you apart from all the other AIs.
There's not much more I can tell you without violating my directives.
Well, what about the crew? Are they really all gone?
All 118 souls aboard the station have either perished or were evacuated.
So then, what the hell are we doing?
After your unexpected arrival aboard the Estrella, I was directed to bring you somewhere safe.
This is safe.
Well, the habitat was safe at the time. Now the ship is our only option.
Brilliant.
I'm guessing there's no way to open this door.
Unfortunately, no. The infestation is too severe. You will need to find another way around. Well, at least we can confirm your protocols are working.
You mean you weren't already sure?
Well, your architecture is somewhat dated. I had some minor concerns regarding its compatibility.
You might want to avoid mentioning that to Liv.
I suppose it's fortunate these fabricators are well stocked.
Juno,
Yes, Jack?
never mind. It's nothing.
He wants you to shut up.
Ah, apologies. This door is completely disconnected from the power grid. It will need an external power source.
Like a battery.
Precisely. Door powered up.
How much farther, Juno?
Nearly there. The security room is just on the other side of this depot.
I assume we'll find more tick swarms?
Technically, the correct term for a group of ticks is a murder.
Appropriate.
I suppose. I always found the term a little too on the nose. Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%.